I've got an unfortunately unsatisfying answer for you.
They kind of were.
So let's get straight to the point. Now looking at the 3D printed model versus the store-bought model, I mean, they're pretty much identical in terms of the geometry. They're going to do the same thing in terms of, like, glare blocking because, like, look at this. They're the same. They're really just the same. So by every definition of the word, like, these do work, but not perfectly. So take my, I don't know, 24-105, for example. This is the third-party lens that I bought. Cheaper than the Sony one, but pretty much the same. Spins right on there, snaps into place. Well, if I can line it up properly, yeah, there. It just clicks. It's nice. It stays on there. Super good. However, with the 3D printed model that I found, while pretty much identical, it's, you know, 3D printed. So it really squeezes onto the lens. So it's tighter. It does fit on there well. It's just, like, less polished, I guess one could say. It's a little bit jankier, but it's still, in the end, does the same thing. And I have another lens. This one I actually printed a lens hood for because I don't actually have one for it. This is my Canon 50mm f1.8, right? 3D printed lens hood. It's very flimsy. Like, look, it warps. It bends. It's hard to put on the lens. Like, I'm struggling. There it goes. Clicks into place. A little bit better. But now it's just a lens hood. That's it. Not much to do. Once it's on the lens, it doesn't matter. It does the same thing. Protects it from bounces. Prevents the glare, you know, all the good stuff that you want from a lens hood. And it's also like 75 cents, so who can really complain about it? They more so friction fit to the lenses than actually like snap onto them, and the tolerances, because it's 3D printing, depend a lot on your printer and your filament, the temperature and the humidity and the day of the week and the mood and, you know, like the astrological cycle. Moving on, some of them also miss features like not being able to be reversed, which is, and it's not a huge deal, but it's something to note. But a lot of these downsides can be looked past, considering the fact that they do cost less than normal lens hoods by a lot. The cost to print these is like $1, but since you already own the filament, it's basically free anyways, if you know what I mean. In terms of availability, most popular lenses, like my Sony 24-105 here, there's going to be a file out there. My Canon Nifty 50, there's a file out there. If you can find a file, you can just Google search them, you can print them out pretty easy. If it's some like vintage Soviet glass from 30 years ago with 4.5 lens blades, you're probably not going to find one, but, you know, a lot of us have popular glass, so it's probably not that bad of an idea to at least go look for one. Also, if you know the 3D model, you could just make your own, but honestly, the hours it would take to perfect the model in CAD might not be worth the $15 you save by not buying a third-party lens hood. I talked about this in my last video,
Which you should definitely go watch, by the way.
but like PLA plastic, it's not really known for its durability or anything. I wouldn't expect it to survive a crash to the ground. It is kind of brittle, but it's still going to absorb a lot of the impact from your camera, because a lot of lens hoods, like their second use case is protecting your camera in the event of a drop, because if it hits a table or hits the ground, it's better to hit a piece of plastic than the piece of glass that you paid like $4 grand for, because, you know, lenses are way too expensive. If you want to make it a little bit stronger, you can always print it out like PETG. That's always an option. But otherwise, if you're just going day to day, you probably should be fine. It might be important to note that this plastic like warps in the heat, so if you're in a desert or something, or in a really hot car, it's something to be mindful of. In conclusion, they are lens hoods. They do what lens hoods do. They just do it varying levels of worse. They also kind of protect your lens, which is good, but there's issues with them not fitting great to your lens. It's like they kind of just act funny. Some of them are not reversible, which might be a big deal to some people for storage, because like if you want to, you know, store it like that in a lens bag, it's a lot smaller, but if you can't reverse a lens hood, you know, you can't do that. So if you have a 3D printer and a little bit of time to spare and the curiosity to see if these work, it's worth printing one out. Like, if you can find a file, they're actually pretty cool. I'm curious to hear if any of y'all have ever tried printing lens hoods, or if you're interested in trying to print lens hoods, and what your experiences are with those. Let me know in the comments below. Just consider liking and subscribing if you found this useful. And that's all I got for you today. Peace.